I'm ready. Go right ahead.
Yes. Yes. My kokoro is going doki doki. We are alive.
What the absolute fuck?
Hello everyone,
Welcome, everyone.
welcome to Pathfinder Campaign Dragonfall Session 06. I'm gonna shut the fuck up now because the more I say, the more I am cancer. So yeah.
The more you talk, the more you're killing your DM. Welcome, everyone. It is me. However you want to call me, Tout, Striker, Cinder, Star. Well, I've got all sorts of names on here, but today I am the DM. I believe last session we had our first full group combat, and it was a shit show. I will tell you what. But we survived. Our group has agreed that we need to talk about tactics more and what our plans are in an event. Isn't that right, Aodin?
What?
Aodin, the one who rushed in
Calculated.
before clarifying the exact diameters and layout. Again, that's partially my bad, but still, questions should be asked. Clarification should be confirmed.
We have failed at calculating the vectors.
I'd say I made you guys. I allowed you guys to make a calculated risk, but damn, are you guys bad at math?
I mean, we have proven that yesterday.
That's apparently true. Yes, and I wasn't there to prove that not all of us are terrible at math.
Plays tabletop role-playing games full of math. Cannot calculate 700 of one currency mixing in another currency while knowing the exact change form.
Rip. But yeah, I mean, you guys fought some skillful champions. They were old evil warlords whose spirits could not rest in peace, and so they inhabited their former bodies, and then you gave them the rest that they so deserved.
By
They're probably in hell now.
by shooting them in the face with missiles.
Yeah, and filling their bodies with positive energy. Delicious, delicious positive energy.
The power of friendship prevails again.
And then you guys looted their cache, which had a significant amount of money. Took all their armor and divvied out the magical stuff.
By which he means that most shit went to Steve because he's fucking insane.
No. You guys
Rogues
voted on
just have a
giving
lot
me
of
it.
utility. The weather outside is starting to pick up. The wind is starting to catch, and the sand is starting to fly, and the graveyard is starting to get buried. That's where we're at, guys.
Well, while I would enjoy some wonderful looking sand bath, it would be amazing if we would run. And Sapin just goes.
Well, it's not filling that fast, but it is visibly filling.
It doesn't matter, she goes.
She can't leave with the boat without us, right?
Everyone looks at Steve.
No. I mean, I can leave with the boat without you guys.
The captain looks at you as you get up the gangplank onto the ship.
Right. So, let's go reunite on the boat, and then we'll discuss that little clusterfuck. And with that, travel starts today.
Mm-hmm. Steve will follow.
Kron heads for the skiff.
Balto picks up his little wolf girly friend and is waiting for Matteo.
Paladin will limp towards the ship.
And Mateo will get on the ship as well.
Okay. Looks like we're all there. And the captain looks at you, Steve, and says, "Can you get your gnome friend to stop screaming?"
I am going to go over to Sapine. I'm going to put both of my hands on her shoulders and just shake Sapine.
Oh, hey there, Steve. Why are you touching me?
Because you wouldn't stop screaming.
I wasn't screaming.
You were definitely screaming.
I
And I'm
am.
gonna walk away from Sapine with that.
I
Not
wasn't-
allowing her to answer back.
I was not I wasn't screaming.
Stream.
She was definitely not streaming. I'm streaming. Fuck you, Sapine. Stop taking away my channel. I'm working hard on this.
Oh. Alright, well, once everyone's on the ship, the captain nods and pulls up his anchor. Says, "Alright, hopefully we have no more sidetracks here. I don't know if we'll be able to get there before dark."
Well, my friend, if we don't, then we enter the town at dark. Or, actually, we probably should stay the night and then enter during the morning.
Well, considering they close it off unless it's for foot traffic, yeah.
I mean, we do know of the tavern that's outside.
Well, there's a tavern outside, yes. I say tavern, it's more like a place for outsiders to rest and relax and sleep.
So, a tavern.
It's more than just a tavern, though.
What do you mean?
Well, they also just allow people to buy rest there, even if you have no interest in drinking or eating there.
Well, I mean,
It's
I
like a
mean,
small hotel.
I mean, without that, that would be a pub. But with that, it's a tavern.
I guess. Right, and he starts setting sail. And I was thinking I might want to roll for random encounter, but then I remembered this was the random encounter between where you guys were to where you were going.
Yo, dog, I heard you like random encounter, so I'm gonna put a random encounter inside your random encounter.
Don't worry about you guys don't get an additional random encounter. You guys are safe for now. For now. But it does take you a couple hours to get the last little bit, and right before you guys can see the mountain, through the sand. When you're probably in sight and you kind of you're getting close, I want everyone to roll me a perception check.
Oh, here we go.
Fantastic. Perception. General. Whew.
Oh god, Treble, your perception is so strong.
Oh god.
Let's see.
Ooh.
Nat
Yo, Maffeo. Nice.
Nice. That's good. Alright.
Baby.
Child.
Yes, they are arguing over something. I'm just gonna let them settle that for right now. Alright, so for anyone who got above
My
a
God.
15, you feel the ground rumble. Anyone who got above a 20 can tell that these massive stone doors on the at the bottom of the mountain are starting to come close.
Ramming speed.
Oh, you guys are nowhere near close enough to be able to get there before these doors close.
Charge ramming speed.
But for those of you who can tell, you can make a correlation that the vibrations you're feeling, the rumbling you're feeling, are these massive doors closing.
Hmm.
Don't think we're gonna
And,
make it in time.
You're noticing that they're closing this as the sun is currently setting. And yes, by about the time that the doors finish closing, the sun has fully set. And about 20 minutes later is when the sand skiff gets into the essentially vehicle corral. And as you guys are getting into the corral, your Camden is throwing down lines, anchors, and says, "All right, well, we'll let the quarter or the local man know that we're going to be setting up shop. I'll pay my fee there. If you guys need to go check in at the motel, or if you want to stay on the ship, either option is available for you."
Are you gonna be staying with the ship?
Yeah, we've got some bunks underneath for us. We don't really want to leave our ship unmanned at any point.
Are you sure? I would pay for a room for you.
Oh, it's not so much of us affording a room, it's we don't want our ship stolen in the middle of the night.
Oh come on, who would steal a ship like this?
He raises an eyebrow. The fastest multi-passenger ship in the Sand Sea?
Yeah, exactly.
That's sweet of you, little girl, but no, we're gonna stay with the ship.
What race is this person again?
He is human, but he is an old human.
Give me a second. Give me a second, give me a little.
He's easily in his mid to late 30s, early 40s.
She's older than him.
But you're young for a gnome, and he
But
knows
she's
that.
older.
You're older but less mature, and he knows it.
Yeah.
But you're welcome to stay on the ship if you so desire to stay here, or you can go and find yourself lodging at the or at the shelter.
So is it a tavern, a pub, a shelter, or a hotel?
Yes. It's kind of all three.
You mean 4?
4, 3, 2, 1. It kind of covers all the bases. One of the men pops his head up and says, boss, could I stay at the tavern tonight? You've had me stay up late with the ship the last 4 nights. He rolls his eyes, looks at him, and nods and says, fine. Go get yourself liquored up and enjoy a night off. But after you're done with setting up all the riggings and making sure everything's locked down. The excited young man nods his head and gets to work even faster.
Okay, so can we see the tavern, shelter, hotel, pub?
Yes, it is easily a 5-story building that's quite wide.
Whoa. I kind of expected just like a small building.
You were expecting that, weren't you?
Yeah, actually I did.
And it's still smaller than the doors inside of the dwarf mine.
I mean, that's normal, that's dwarves, you know, they always have to compensate.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the building itself would probably fit in the entryway and still have wiggle room for carts to go around either side of the two massive doors.
Okay, so yeah, Sabina's gonna take her stuff. Just gonna take the quota stuff in her hand. Just gonna go down, you know, towards the ground, and she's gonna make her way towards the many places in one building.
Yes. Anyone else going with Sapine?
Yeah, Crom will follow.
What about our wagon?
The wagon's
What
gonna be
about your
staying
wagon?
with the skiff.
Okay, I'll come along.
Yeah, Eldon will follow as well.
Captain nods when you ask about that. Says, "Yeah, it's part of the coverage. That's part of why we're staying here on the ship is to keep your stuff safe too."
Guys, continue.
Matteo is actually gonna stay on the skiff.
Mateo?
Yes.
Aren't you gonna come check out the town with us? City? Whatever it is.
No, I think I'll stay here for the night, and I don't think they'll be able to accommodate Balto and his lady friend. So I'd like to stay and spend the night with them for once, instead of being behind a door.
Okay.
Well, you never know. They might just let you. This is a decently sized little town, city.
Maybe, but I'll just stay here with them.
If you insist.
Yep.
All right, I was checking on Kiddo. So who's staying where?
Crom's heading for the tavern.
The Covenant?
I think everyone but Matteo is heading for the tavern.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. All right. So, are you going to be staying above deck or or below deck on the ship?
Matteo will stay above deck with Balto and Nisha.
All right. Okay. So I will have you roll some things here in a little bit. We'll deal with the people going to the tavern or the shelter. All right. All right. So there are actually multiple entrances. It seems like at least one on each side of the building. So which ones are you wanting to go into?
Are they like different in any way?
I guess the main one in the front does seem more grand.
Yeah, Sapin takes that one.
Crom's right behind her.
Following suit.
Yep.
Eldon clunking along in his new breastplate.
Clunk, 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 clunk.
He's like, I miss my coat.
So what do you say?
I miss my coat.
Wouldn't you still be wearing it like over or under the breastplate?
That would be under.
I don't know. Evan, are you still wearing the metal coat?
Oh no, I can't stack them as far as I'm aware. Also, that would just my armor
Are
stick penalty
you
would be ridiculous.
sure about that?
No, I know I'm not.
But you've chosen not
Actually,
to wear
wait,
your
yes, I
armored coat
am,
as well?
because the armored coat would raise the breastplate to heavy armor if worn over it, if I remember correctly. Though that might be the kilt. I'll figure this out later. Anyway,
For right now, you're wearing the breastplate instead.
Clunk, clunk,
Yes.
clunk, clunk, clunk. Has Auden ever like worn like any kind of like armor?
just his armored coat. This is the first time he's had serious armor.
So how awkward is he walking?
Fairly awkwardly.
I love it. So I'll make art of it.
It's much heavier than he's used to. I need to refigure how much I'm carrying.
So, if worn over other armor, use the better AC and the worst value of all other categories. The armored coat has no effect if worn with heavy armor. So you could
Yep.
wear it, and it would cause no negatives for you.
It would be awkward as fuck, though.
You're not wrong. It's just added weight.
Yep, so I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
So we're in the tavern.
Well, you guys go into the main one, correct?
Yes.
All right. There is kind of like an open lobby, and there are a couple of reception desks. It looks like there's a few people standing at some of them talking, but there are about 3 of them open.
Okay. Who is at which?
They're humans who are manning the.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sapin is just gonna pick one of them at random. Just go. Whoosh.
Okay. Let's see here. You're doing one at random.
Ah, we have a new guest here. My dog has jumped on the chair with me.
All right. So out of the 3 receptionists, the one you went to is the male receptionist,
All right.
and it looks like he is in a kind of a very upscale, very almost not quite formal, but definitely very nice wear. And he goes, "Ah, travelers, I see you've come right after the gates have closed. How can I help you today?"
Oh, I am seeking lodgings.
Ah, many people are. Is this lodgings for all of you, or are you not together?
She looks at the rest of the party and just says, "I don't know, guys. Are we all getting different rooms or are we together?"
I mean,
How much
Always
is
the
a
way
room?
it's going with me.
Theo isn't here, so I don't think Eldon
Yeah, she
mind either way.
just turns back towards the receptionist and just goes, "How much would be the rooms then?"
Well, rooms are. And you're going together. Let's see if we have enough rooms that are near one another. he starts kind of poring over some notes. He starts asking some questions to his neighbors left and right. And it's like, okay, all right. Let's see here. Okay, very good. It's like, all right. So it looks like normally it's about 50 gold per person for one of our rooms in the area where we could get you all together. But since you are apparently traveling together, we could probably do it to 30 gold per person.
Well, that sounds more than affordable. Okay. So, Sabine just turns, to the rest of you and just says, "It's going to be 30 gold per person."
Crom will drop 18 platinum on the counter. I've gold it tonight.
You're 3 platinum over.
You were going to
30.
Oh, money.
Oh
We're
wait,
not
okay,
doing
because
math again.
yeah, I was calculating for Matteo. He's right. I was just over calculating for Matteo. Okay, then he'll drop 15 platinum instead since Matteo's not here.
Does that include breakfast?
Yes, it does.
Oh, wonderful. And then Treble drops 30 gold.
Wait. Wait a minute.
I already paid for it.
Per person.
He dropped 50. Oh my fucking god, guys!
I gave
Oh,
him
okay, yeah.
15 platinum.
Yes, it's okay. I know this will happen. Well, money. This group of money is hilarious.
Meanwhile, Alden is in the middle counting out 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, never mind. Flink.
It's like, okay. So it looks like we're all set here. Here is your room keys, and you looks like you are each on the 4th floor.
Ah, good. That means if we get attacked during the night, we can throw them out of the window.
Okay.
You have a very
just-
interesting way of looking at the world, Sabine.
Thank you. Yeah, she just takes one of the keys at random.
Just a moment.
Yo.
So it says it is you would get key 450.
450. Okay.
Crom
Alden
will
will
take
grab
one
a
at
key as
random as
well.
well.
It'll be so they range from 450 to 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. So
I'll go 52.
450 to 454.
Do I take it random?
Can you even take a random
take-
considering they're all taken now?
Yeah, I mean, whatever's lost is random to me.
I mean, just more or less just pick one of the 4 there.
I take second one.
So 451.
Okay.
Okay.
And Sabina's just gonna bow a little and say, "Thank you." And she just starts going towards the stairs that are probably nearby.
Yes, there are stairs. And she says, of course, it's been a pleasure. Or he says, it is a male receptionist.
It's okay, man.
We're all used to females just being the ones doing things, and the one guy who's there is like, I just never get any respect.
Do you have any recommendations for a good place to get something to eat this time of night? Or evening?
He kind of turns to a hallway and says, well, we have our dining area that way, and they do serve food 24/7.
So, Sabine immediately turns around on a dime.
Oh, and they do have a open bar there in the dining area as well.
Treble turns around.
Group quest to get food.
So Stephen Alden, which keys are you taking?
I'll take
453 or
452.
454?
4.
Okay.
So I have 453.
Yep, you're 453.
Wait. I have 450.
Yep.
Wow, you
Yes.
guys are amazing. Oh fuck, Sabine is next to Treball.
Well, you picked first, so
Well, that's
you didn't really get a
supposed
choice.
to be.
Actually, you're across.
Okay, so who's next to Sabine?
That would be Crom.
Striker. Does this place have a visible name?
Not specifically.
Okay,
They
it's
never,
just kind of.
they've never taken the time to actually name it. It's just the place next to the dwarf mine.
Okay, I'm calling it that then.
How do people know how to send mail here?
They send it to the dwarf mine.
They send it to the place next to the dwarf mine.
Ooh, that's good. That's like its own advertisement. That's really clever.
Yeah. They've never cared to name it, and it still works.
It just works.
It's the only building out here, so not much competition.
I mean, there's the door.
And the state. Well, there's
Well-
the door, and there's also the corral, which is actually a part of this whole conglomerate anyway. All right. We are looking at fun things. All right. So, yeah, there's like a big dining area, like think a restaurant with a bar. And there are open tables, there's partial tables, there's spots at the bar, there are waiters moving around. You walk up, there's like this little desk thing, and there's a person who goes, are you 5 together?
Ah, yes, we are in a relationship together.
Alden just looks at Sabine. Would you stop that?
I don't we don't judge here. I think I have a table over in the corner for you, if you'd like, unless you're wanting something more open.
She just turns around towards the group with a grin.
Alden just rolls his eyes. We'll take whatever we can get.
Well, if that's what your choice, your decision is, follow me. Or no, follow. Sorry, follow you. He points to one of the servers who's just kind of walking and checking on people, and they turn and walk up. It's like yes, and he holds over 5 little. The word is escaping me.
Towels.
Menus.
Oh,
That's
menus.
Menus.
And he says, take them over into the corner booth, please. And she nods and says, all right, follow me.
Well, I guess we follow.
Yeah, we follow.
You do indeed.
And she takes you to the booth, and as you each approach, she each hands you a menu as you find a spot in the booth.
So I presume we are all at the same table.
Yep.
I mean, that was the idea, unless one of you wants to go off on your own.
Okay, so we are all at the table. Who is sitting next to Sabine?
What type of table is it? Is it like a round one?
Yes, it is a round table, and it's kind of in a so it's a cushioned booth. So the chairs are like, or the bench is padded.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll bite the bullet and sit next to Sabine.
Alden will sit next to her.
Oh, I feel so
Crom
sorry
will sit
for
next
you.
to Alden.
I'd like to think Sapine's like in the middle.
Is it like in the middle of the
Yeah.
table? She's standing
Well,
there.
no, it's the round, so that means there'd be 2 people on each side of you.
Oh, yes.
I also need to point out that Sapine is the only female in the group right now because the other female stayed on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, no.
So the moment you said that you were all in a relationship, the maitre d was like, "Okay, that's weird, but whatever."
See, that's not actually that weird in my country.
It's also not weird for gnomes.
That's also true.
So, yeah, you have menus, and it's like an extensive menu.
So what's in the menu?
Yes,
What's in the menu?
that's pretty much it. It's like a 5-page menu with fairly small writing. They have a lot of options.
That's not
What is
good
the
for a
meatiest
restaurant.
option?
Yeah, that's kind of not good for a restaurant.
So it is separate from breakfast things, lunch things, and dinner things.
Okay, so what is the general theme of these foods?
So it looks like that they try to cater to different species and cultures because they are very waypointy, and they're part of they're next to the biggest trade in the area.
Okay, could we order an entire boar?
Yes, you could.
How expensive would that be?
Uh, so an entire boar to feed all of you, probably 50 gold.
Okay, Sabine is gonna order 2 entire boars.
Audin's going to facepalm.
Steve is going to
Oh.
order a salad.
So once you all I meant to point out, once you all sat down, the server had like a little bracelet with a gem on it. She grabbed the gem with her hand and put it on a different gem on the table, and then the gem on the table starts lighting up, same color as her gem. And she says, "If once you've finished ordering, go ahead and press the gem, and it will notify me that you are ready."
Sabine presses Steve.
What?
Get it to press the gem?
Wrong session.
I'm sorry. Okay, so Sabine is just gonna look around and just say, "Well, what are you guys gonna be ordering?"
I'm thinking some sort of steak. Sounds good for me. Been a while.
I'll have a leg of boar. That'd be nice.
Oh, about that, Trevor, I was thinking about ordering an entire boar.
Oh?
Wouldn't that take several hours to cook?
Maybe they have one already
Sure.
prepared.
Yes.
Perhaps they have some magical way to flash cooking it.
They will probably not taste very well.
Shh, it's fine.
Oh god, they microwaved our
They
meal.
microwave.
This is Applebee's.
They fucking microwave.
It's technically
No.
healthier to have things microwaved.
Wait, is it?
Yes.
It
I
essentially
I don't care.
boils
It
it.
tastes nice.
Yeah.
I honestly
It doesn't have the flavor, but it's technically healthier.
I barely microwave. I only microwave if I need to if I have like a frozen food, so that I have like food next day because I'm too lazy to heat it up normally.
Gordon Ramsay would have a fucking fit with this restaurant.
I like to imagine that like
Chef Mike.
20
Have you
minutes
guys ever
later.
read the D&D thing of like the Gordon Ramsay orc?
Oh, I think I've seen that. I've seen that on Fortune at some point.
Yes.
The little Pathfinder tool says such a short list of what food and drinks you can get. Why?
Dude, why are you looking at this?
Literally, we've been put in a position where we can come up with a meal and they'll probably have it. So just go on your wildest, whatever your character wants.
Okay, so yeah.
Ooh, I know exactly what I want.
Okay, so yeah, so Pete's just gonna be looking for around, and she's just gonna be. So who would like to eat this boar with me?
I'm gonna
so
raise my hand. Sure.
I've
I would
had
like
enough.
mine. Oh no, you go ahead.
I've had enough of pork. I think I'm gonna get some sort of steak. I'm not sure what kind, but I guess we'll see.
I would
Oh.
love a wild
So-
boar glazed with white dragon meat and herb butter. White dragon fat.
So under steak, there
dragons
is a little asterisk, and it says, "If you're unsure of what kind, ask what we have available currently."
I guess
It's on you
if the server's still here, he'll do that.
Well, the server walked off as soon as she gave you your menus and mentioned how to get a hold of her.
Yeah,
Once you guys were ready to order.
you have to rub Gem.
Mm-hmm.
She'll wait until everybody else is, or he will wait until everybody else is done then.
So weird to play a male character when you've been playing 3 female characters lately, eh?
I know, right?
Now think about how I feel.
What should we have to drink?
We'll have a dwarven stout.
Can I use my profession cooking to try and determine the best thing to drink with like a peppermint pork?
Sure, go ahead and roll it.
I mean, do you even know if they have White Dragon?
No, but I'm gonna.
Not to mention, you think dragons have fat?
I mean, every living creature has some amount of fat.
It's a lizard.
What's that fat?
Yeah.
You have no clue, boy.
Nope, you're like,
You-
shit. I have no idea right now. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I can't think of it.
Water.
I'm
Water.
cold. I'm hungry.
I'll just take ice water.
Bold? Oh wait,
We'll go with
I,
a
I would,
dwarven
I would say
stout.
bold of you to presume they have ice, but they actually have it listed that they do have ice available.
Holy shit! What is
on
this
the menu.
place? How are the rooms so cheap?
Well, normally they're 50 gold, which is actually more than the luxury in suite price.
Mhm.
You guys just got a discount for a group coming in as a whole.
And you gotta remember, an average worker probably doesn't make anywhere near as much as we've just earned in one adventure
Just look at Sapine's
in
family.
their life.
So a your average mercenary, let's say level 3 to 4 mercenary, will earn anywhere between 10 and 50 platinum a month for work.
Mhm.
And that's a mercenary.
And that's a mercenary.
And we just got 623 just from killing a few skelebones.
Yeah. I mean,
This
mercenaries
place
usually
is-
don't fight that, yeah.
This place is used to catering to very rich merchants and traders. They do
I'm
have
sure
cheap
adventurers
things.
too.
Adventurers too. They do have cheap things as well for purchase, which they have no issues providing, but they cater mostly to affluent people who are traveling and trading. Right. So once you are all ready, go ahead and say so.
Okay, so Trebal, are you gonna be eating with Sapine? Auden, are you gonna be eating with Sapine? Who is gonna be eating with Sapine?
I don't think you understand exactly how much Auden is about to eat.
She's gonna be ordering an entire fucking bar. A large steak of some kind, exact kind determined once he knows what they have. A cherry cordial, ale, spiced potato cuts, and chunk of boar. Well, I guess everyone is gonna order their own thing. I wanted to make it easy.
Several people are typing!
It finally happened, guys. It happened. I feel so sorry for you, Striker. You're gonna have to calculate all of this.
It's fine.
Here we go. I'm very simple.
Mine is simple as well.
Well, in me and mine is simple as well. Hey, Big Soda Boy, welcome to the stream again. Also, oi!
Damn. Keen's going all out.
Yeah, Keen is going ape shit.
I want to finalize what you're gonna have when we get around to it. All right, looks like we're all set. So who's going to press the gem?
Crom will crest it.
I feel so sorry for Maffeo to not be here.
He
Well,
had
that's
his
why-
choice.
That's why Keen's ordering some Elvis stuff to go.
All right, so
You guys are making me hungry.
server comes back and says, "All right, what can we get for you today?" Who wants to start this?
On the I forgot the menu. On the menu, it mentions to ask about what type of steaks you guys have at any given time.
Oh yes, we have actually quite a selection. We actually just got a new shipment of variety dragon meats. If that piques your interest, we do have steer or bovine, however you want to say that. We do have some high-end minotaur steaks as well. Those came in. Let's see. We do have a selection of buffalo as well. Our chef is quite proud of that one. We do have a limited supply of moose. It is going quickly. There is some elk, gazelle, and it seems to be that is what we there we have some miscellaneous other bits and pieces, but that's mostly stuff that looks like is going to be thrown into a stew.
I'll go with some elk and tell the cook to feel free to experiment with the sauces.
Okay. Pulls out an ink pen, one that's a self-filling ink pen, and starts writing down on a piece of parchment.
So
How much
that
would a
I'll
dragon
get
steak be?
on the side, some mashed potatoes and gravy, and a dwarven stout, and that'll be it for me.
All right, there we go. And who's next?
How much would a
Oh no, you go ahead.
dragon steak be?
What kind of dragon?
What kinds do you have?
It looks like we got in some red dragon. That's definitely hard to come by. We have some white. There's some green, and we even have a little bit of black.
I really enjoyed the little chunk of white dragon meat I had earlier. So, actually, I'd like to try the red dragon if, depending on the price.
Okay, red dragon. Just so you know, it does have its own spice with it, and a red dragon steak is gonna come out as normally on its own about 25 gold, and that does not include anything else with the meal.
Okay, in that case, I'll have a red dragon steak, a cherry cordial, an ale, spiced potato cuts. Let's leave the boar off the menu for now. Some fresh bread rolls with butter, if possible. And later on to go, not immediately, just once we're done, I'd also like, for a friend of ours, a couple of small roast game birds for a forest salad, mushrooms. Says here they're sauteed in wine. And bacon fat. That sounds delicious. And some more bread rolls, just all packed up to go.
Okay, I can definitely do that there for you. Let's see. That's quite a bit there. Are you sure you're able to pack most of that away? She kind of gives you a wink.
Oh, like I said, half of it isn't for me.
Well, I meant the stuff that was for you. That was still quite the order.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Finn. Yes.
This is what I'm thinking of when
I freaking love that show.
Give us a go. I'm gonna add that to the stream. This is a good pick.
All right. She'll look at Steve next. What can I do for you?
Oh, my dear friend, I'll just get some type of salad, depending on what you have.
We have a wide variety of salads. Anything in particular you're looking for in your salad?
What type of fruit salads do you have right now?
We have a more temperate fruit salad. We have a jungle fruit salad, and we even have an exotic fruit salad.
The jungle sounds nice.
Okay.
Reminds me of my home. And I'll just take some ice water with that.
All right, no problem. And for you, miss?
Sorry, I was replying to people on stream. Okay, so she's gonna clear her throat and she's gonna say, "Oh, I would like some boar ribs with simple potato salad, some fresh bread with that, two mags of dwarven stout, and a bowl of berries."
All right, we can definitely do that there for you. And for you, looking over at Treble.
May I please have a large leg of boar glazed in white dragon fat, herb butter, coated in sea salt and freshly ground white peppers, roasted potatoes on the side, some fresh wheat bread with truffle oil, and a glass of water if possible.
That is definitely doable. Just a moment.
How much would that come to?
For the entire order?
Yes.
Taking everyone's here. If notice any additional desserts, your total bill would be around 280 gold.
Seems perfectly fine. We'll probably order desserts if after the main meal if we still are hungry.
All right. Well, let's see here. Give us about 15-20 minutes to be able to get all of that out to you.
Amazing. How are you gonna do it so quickly?
Oh, a lot of this is already prepped.
Huh.
Our cooks like to have a lot of the prep work ready before they finish the cooking.
Oh, you seem to be prepared. Looking forward to the food.
All right, I will be right back.
So, guys, this is gonna be the night we dine.
Hey, Steve is just having a nice salad, okay?
Hey. Sabine is having a bowl of berries.
I'm just
You could've
having
just-
some.
you could have gotten them
pork.
for free from Aodin.
Yeah, I have a fuck ton of berries.
Yeah, but she wants fresh berries.
So, why do we have like 90 days worth of food rations?
For the days that we can't eat like kings.
When are those days coming?
Whenever this whole hobgoblin fiasco comes to be.
Now you feel the pull of adventure, Sapine.
Oh, Chrome, how long have you been an adventurer?
Well, most of my life, actually.
Oh?
Well, yes, it is part of becoming a true divine commander. One has to... I want to say commit, but that doesn't sound right.
Next week we beach episode. Behind the fucking like mountains, man.
Like, basically commit an act of valor, I guess.
Just say it.
What if that would be a proper phrasing? One has to commit a great act of valor to become a true divine commander in terms of, well, my dwarven society.
She actually puts her hand to her chin and just says, "Well, how come you let one of those skeletons get past you? If you are so experienced, surely you would know how to stop him." Oh,
It is all part of the training process. Everybody learns.
She raises both of her eyebrows.
I'm not sure what you want me to say.
She shrugs and just says, "Oh, I've actually never killed anything."
Besides the fact that I'm a divine commander, not a personal bodyguard.
So what does your gut tell you to do with that power?
I lead from the front.
Yeah? And doesn't that mean protecting others?
It is a very broad subject.
If she could, she would raise her third eyebrow at this point.
There's a bit of a difference between protecting someone and charging in, sword blazing to ensure that the fight is won.
I mean, I helped.
Very much so. I'm quite impressed, young lady, or little lady.
Yeah, like I said, I've never killed anything. Do skeletons count? That's not killing.
Well,
They're already dead, so that's not killing, right?
They are undead, so you killed magic, I suppose. Not so much life.
That's alright.
I guess you could consider them nothing more than an automaton.
Good. As long as we, as we do not become like, I don't know, murderers. Except when we have to.
No.
I can't think of any reason we just up and kill anybody, short of them trying to kill us.
I will only raise my axe in the defense of all that is good.
What if you really need firewood? And out in his
Well,
grins.
I do have a specialized woodcutter's axe just for that.
The moment when on your stream you have, like, the name is Pathfinder Dragonfall and someone asks you name of game. Anyway.
Meanwhile, poor strikers in the background trying to figure out how to calculate something being glazed in white dragon fat.
Yeah. So, something tells me that Striker has like a Hackerman music just for himself at this point.
He already told us the full price. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you say it was 280 gold total?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
all
didn't
taken
take
care of.
care of.
I'm surprised you have like actual prices for these oddly specific food requests.
It's simple. You basically take something similar and you just equate it.
Don't be telling my
Fair
DM
enough.
secrets to everybody.
I mean, every DM knows this.
But they're not all DMs.
Yet.
That's true.
I don't think I'll ever be a DM.
I don't have the limit. I don't.
That's what I said once.
Same here.
I remember I just tried it once, I hated it, then I tried it again, I liked it, and then I just ended up staying as a DM.
I tried it and found I liked it on the first time.
Yeah, my first time, in the first dungeon, one of the wizards basically shot a fireball at a wall of a tower, and then the rogue climbed off the tower, skipping basically the entire dungeon.
Okay. I think that's probably been a good amount of time. The server actually comes out with 3 servers, as they all have platters, and they start placing them down in front of people.
Wonderful.
And your server smiles after they're all put down, and she says, well, again, if there's anything else you need, go ahead and touch the gem, and I will notify me of that your table needs assistance.
No, this seems about right. And then she digs into food. Nom, 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 nom.
Totally Lena inversing it.
Yes.
Almost literally inhaling it.
Treble's going to try. He wants to just check the quality of the food and all that with his profession.
Okay. I rage.
God damn it! I keep getting
I
ones.
rage.
I rage.
Sorry, what did you roll for
That's
trouble?
some nice food.
A second
I
nat
want to-
one.
My
I want
He's
God.
to
trying
see
to
the
figure
quality
out
of
the
the food.
quality.
So, I was just gonna joke, but you yourself full-heartedly believe that you could do this 100% better. You are absolutely convinced that this is mediocre at best, and that you are far better than anyone who made any of this.
Oh no.
Oh god, I'm gonna challenge you.
Oh no, are you gonna become Karen?
Oh no, I need to speak to your manager.
So, Treble sighs, considers complaining, but it's not actually within his nature to do so, so he starts eating.
And then your opinion completely changes as soon as you start putting it in your mouth and you're like, oh god, I was wrong. I am worthless. I am unworthy.
I am still very far off from becoming the chef I wish to be. Which is Treble's
Yeah.
life goal, to be a chef.
Yeah. On observation, you thought it couldn't be anywhere near as good as or as worth the cost. Now you're realizing, oh god, I was wrong. I am a terrible person for thinking I was wrong.
I have so much to learn.
Pretty much.
Even though he's a dwarf, Crom's definitely going to be eating a bit more elegantly than the gnome that's literally face planting into her food.
Don't judge me.
I'll have it be known that Steve is eating with proper etiquette.
As is Crom, except Crom will be eating a bit fast because he is still a dwarf. But he'll still be using proper tableside manner.
Unlike Sapine, Treble savors every bite.
But how's his tableside manner, though?
Pretty good, actually.
Do any of you actually know
Meanwhile,
proper
everyone's
tableside
just-
manner?
Paladin doesn't. He just eats.
Sapine has no idea. She's a village girl.
Any of you trying to eat with any sort of etiquette, if you do not have the performed etiquette, then you need to roll a charisma check.
Oh,
I guess I can't use my food proficiency for this.
Nope, that's cooking food, not eating it.
Okay, so just roll a d20 with our charisma modifier.
Yep.
I keep getting 10. That's a third 10.
The fucking goblin in your group is
I have good
suave
etiquette, okay?
and has the proper manners and knows exactly what he's doing and is using all the right utensils.
I'm using the salad fork and not the meat fork, okay?
Yeah, see,
Eodin,
my
you're
rule is-
using a fork when you should be using a fork and a spoon when you should be using a spoon. Or spoon. Everyone else, you're just kind of grabbing a utensil and getting food into your mouth. You're not like a slob and it's not getting all over the place, but you're not being very eloquent.
And then there's Sapine.
Okay, Speen doesn't care. Food's everywhere. It's just as long as it gets in the mouth is at the end of the feeding. But yeah, Treble and Crumb, you're doing okay, but you first try to eat it's like you're trying to eat a soup with a fork, and you realize, oh, I should be doing this differently, and then you correct it, but it's quite obvious that you're not quite sure what you're doing here.
Fair enough.
And so, after about an hour or so, your waitress will come by and says, "How is everything tonight?"
Wonderful.
So unless so it's going to be an hour when she comes to check on you, unless someone hits the gem to call her sooner. There's again, it's a big place, and you also have a lot of food.
So how long would it take to eat all of this food for us?
If it depends on how you pace yourself, anywhere from half an hour to 2 hours.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That just comes out of nowhere.
We need like a soundproof, like, mini box for the microphone.
Well,
I
would
wish I had
imagine. I would imagine that Crom and Steve's would be pretty quick.
Actually, not necessarily. Well, okay, yes, it would be quick because of how much less food you have than everyone else. Although Sapine's going to finish first because she's not really caring about the manners and etiquette.
I imagine Treble finishes last because he's just savoring every bite.
Yeah, probably the same with Aodin as well. So I'm going to say that Sapine probably gets done in about half an hour. I'm going to say about 45 or around the same time for Oreo. Or not Oreo, Steve. Looking at the wrong names on the list here. And I'm going to say Crom finishes not long after that.
Awesome.
Anyone up for dessert?
I think I'm just gonna head back to the room after this.
I feel like I died. In bliss.
Outin will definitely order a small dessert. Listen, he's used to living on the road and eating like leftovers and scraps most days, or just like not food this good. So yeah, if he has a chance to eat food this fucking good, he's doing it.
I'm gonna just send a photo of what Crom's gonna order because I can't describe it.
Well, I mean, you have a description in here and you said what you wanted.
I haven't said what I want for dessert yet.
Oh, for dessert, right. Were you the only one getting dessert or anyone else?
Outin.
Outin? So the two people who ate the most are also ordering dessert.
Cake?
Okay, what kind of cake?
Arden seems like the type of person to get a lava cake.
Massive slice of cake.
Okay, you still
What
haven't
cake?
told me what kind of cake.
A carrot cake. Kind, massive.
Wedding cake.
Sorry, couldn't resist.
If you tell her that, she's going to look at you. You can tell her in her hand she wants to smack you with her list, and she's holding back on smacking you with her list.
Vanilla with heavy frosting
Like,
and
all right.
berries, because he likes berries.
And
So,
The huge wanker of a cake.
and yes, Treble, you describe that, and she can definitely get that for you.
with some vanilla bean ice cream on the side. 1 scoop, please.
My fucking god, dude. Fuck you.
She nods and says, all right, that she points at you. Treble says, that will take a little bit just to get it right, so probably about 20 minutes. We could definitely get yours out a little bit sooner, though. And she points, and then she looks at you and says, yeah, we can get yours out a lot sooner. We actually have one of those, actually, that just needs frosting, so I'll have that out to you as quickly as possible, cutie.
Oh no.
He just looks vaguely confused at that last part. Is like, why? And now that I'm an adventurer, am I suddenly attractive? I don't understand this.
It's the adventurous charm. I mean, look at me. She probably looks fucking horrible, by the way.
Right. Sure.
I mean, you are very charming. You're strange, but very small.
I'm not small. I'm big for a gnome.
All of you are very small to me.
No, you're too big.
I don't think he's too big for Matteo.
All of you are small to me, except for Matteo. Matteo's tall.
Yeah. Auden is definitely gonna have to get a stepping ladder for Maffeo when it happens.
When what happened? You know, I'm not going to ask that question. I'm just going to eat my cake and head out into the city for a little bit.
So about
What city?
10
The
minutes.
thing is closed.
Head out into the thing for.
We got rooms for a reason.
I fucked up. I'm sorry. Yeah,
It's
he's just
okay.
going to take the thing to Matteo.
But who's
Um,
going to cover the tab?
Like I said, Auden will pitch in. What did I say before? 10 platinum.
You said 10 platinum.
So I'll pitch in
You're
100
gonna
gold.
give you're,
plus
you're
the
gonna give a
cost of
max
my
of
cake.
10 pp.
Shut up.
Wait.
Plus
So
the cost of my
wait. Sabine wants to pay hers alone.
Well, you weren't given a separated cost.
Damn it. Okay, so how expensive is it?
Well, there's apparently 180 gold worth left to pay.
We also don't know what the desserts add on.
Oh, right.
That's
I
actually
should
true,
put these
yeah.
prices on. Give me a moment.
I think we should not start like paying until we have the whole fucking price, guys. Just saying.
There you go. That's the total price after desserts.
Okay. Sabine is gonna put 5 plat on the table.
Treble puts 6.
So that's 200 and
So there's
that equals
95
up
left.
Steve will put up 5.
Yeah,
Hey,
since Crom got a pretty small cheap order, he'll put 4 platinum.
So that leaves 5 gold over.
5 left. 5 gold left.
I put the 5 gold.
Guys, don't forget the 50% tip. That's only in America.
Yeah. Everywhere else actually pays a living wage.
Yes.
Auden will cover the last 5 gold, and he'll leave an extra 2 plat. Yeah, he'll leave an extra. No, wait, he doesn't know about tipping, so never mind. I think we'll leave a gold as a tip.
9, 7.
Other people should also leave aspects of tips.
Okay, so the way tipping works in my country is that if the food, let's say, costs,
Okay.
180 crowns, you up it to 200. That's how tipping works over here.
You want to update yours, Auden, to add the additional gold?
I mean, I've got that now. It's paid, so he just needs to update his character sheet with the how much he spends.
Already done.
All right. With everything there, she comes back and says, "Well, if you're all done, here's your final bill." And she just leaves it face down on the table.
So Sabine just takes her 5 plat and just puts it on the bill.
I think Auden looks at the bill and just that's more money than I've made in my entire life except the past few days.
It does not break down what cost what, by the way.
God damn it. But yeah, like I said, Sabine just puts the 5 plat there. And Auden, did you say that in character?
Yes.
Sabine looks at you and says, "All of this is more than my entire family makes in half a year."
Well, what's
Being
Crom
adventure is a strange thing.
And the next time she comes out, she comes back with a box for you, Aoden.
He thanks her.
Says, "Well, you all don't be a stranger, please. It was wonderful to have you for the evening. And she starts
Wonderful
picking up
to
the
hear.
dirty plates and taking them away.
I would like to think to the cook he's amazing.
I will let the cooks know that you approve.
Alden will
Almost
have
smile.
hidden a few extra little bits of dragon meat about himself just because that was really damn good.
Oh yeah, so red dragon meat is naturally spicy. Like think like curry spicy.
Delicious.
They didn't have to add any additional seasonings to get that flavor for it.
With that, he's going to stand, take in the box, and say, I'm going to head back out to the skiff for a little bit. I think Matteo would appreciate something that isn't dry trail rations. And I got an extra small game bird for Balto and his friend to share.
And Crom's gonna head for the front desk again.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait for my desserts.
Oh, by this time your desserts come. Sorry.
Okay.
Steve's just
I'm
gonna go
gonna-
to his room.
Eat my dessert,
Sab-
and then I'm gonna head to my room.
Sabine somehow makes her way back to her room as well. Everyone leaves Tribble behind.
All right, Matteo. Let's go to you for a little bit. So everyone went to go into the big 5-story tall building.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's you, Balto, Nisha, and the captain and his crewmate person.
He's a sailor girl.
Well, Matteo doesn't really have to do, so she is actually gonna brush Balto and give him a little wash as well.
Let me take a look here. So you have whether you knew about this or not, you have like this fur comb for Balto.
Mm-hmm.
If you hadn't noticed before, you're noticing it now among his stuff.
Yes. All right. Yeah. And she's just gonna work out any tangles in his fur, or anything that's in his fur, and that.
I would like you to roll me a dexterity check.
Okay.
I'm
Actually, no.
surprised that's
Let's
not-
do survival for this.
Surprised that's not handle animal.
Survival or handle animal, either way.
I'll go with survival. It's got a higher bonus.
All right. Yeah, you're doing really good. You're getting like clumps of sand that have collected underneath the fur and mixed with sweat, and so there's like clumps in there, and you're just kind of going through and you're getting them out. And Balto seems really pleased with it, and he's like ha 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 ha, and his tail's like whipping back and forth. And Nisha comes over and starts licking his face as he's just enjoying you combing him.
Diana's just enjoying herself, taking care of Balto. And if Nisha looks like it, she'll brush Nisha's fur as well once she's done with Balto.
Are you just gonna approach her and start brushing her?
No, she'll be cautious about it and kind of hold out the brush to Nisha and just kind of let her identify it, get it sent, and get Matteo sent a bit.
Balto kind of grumbles and makes dog noises, and then Nisha comes right up next to you and sits with her back to you so that you can start brushing.
You want me to roll another survival?
Yep.
Oh gosh, I really hope this one. I don't want to make Nisha mad at me. Ooh.
Well, it's not horrible, but it's not great.
Damn it.
You're brushing, clumps of, sand out. You're, some little knots, and some of the knots you get at, you try and work it gently, but you just kind of pull, and you can tell her fur bristles, but she's just waiting for you to finish. Again, not terrible. It's just it could have been better.
Yeah. She still kind of feels bad about like the tugging of her fur on those hard to get knots. So
Captain comes by after you're finishing, or when you're partway through, and goes, "Got some fine animals with you there."
Thank you. Yes, that's Balto there, my great wolf, and this is Nisha, his wolf lover. She actually belongs to an acquaintance of mine who, at the moment, isn't able to watch over, so offered to watch her. And, well, she's really attached to Balto, so it's kind of hard to separate these two.
Aye, from what I heard, wolves mate for life. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they do. It's so.
That's one rumor I can mark as actually being true. Then.
Yeah. And they've already been at it once, so kind of woke me up in the middle of the night. And she'll give a little bit of a laugh.
He chuckles with you. It'd be all right if I pet them at all.
I don't mind. It's just up to them.
He looks over and says, "Well, what do you say, Balto? You big, great dog of you. Can I pet your fur?" And he is going to roll a diplomacy check because he does not have handle animal, and he doesn't handle. Diplomacy actually works with him and Balto because Balto's smart.
Oof.
And
That's
Balto
the same thing.
And Balto just kind of looks at him flatly, and then kind of huffs, but doesn't put his head down. He kind of looks over at you and says, "What's that mean?"
Oof, so I think he's not quite sure of you yet, so it might take a little bit more of warming up to him for him to let you pet him.
Captain Cam's like, "Well, that seems fair enough. I ain't gonna stick my hand near a ornery wolf anytime soon."
Yeah, it's best to keep both your hands to help us sail across this desert.
Aye. He looks up, and it's like, "Well, the stars are quite lovely tonight. All glistening up there."
And she'll look up as well and smile. Yes, it is a pretty night out. I don't get to see much of the night because of the canopy of the trees back where I'm from. But
yeah, you're one of them wild elves, ain't you?
Yes, I am. It's my first time being out.
Oh, by the way, your species or of elves don't refer to yourself as wild elves. You just refer to yourselves as elves.
Okay.
Just so you know. So it's however you decide to take that. Whenever someone refers to you as a wild elf is up to you, but you yourself would refer to yourself as just an elf.
Mm-hmm.
because you have no comparison or any way to compare that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you look up and the stars are definitely, the few times you have seen them, you can tell that they're off from what you're used to,
Hmm.
and mostly that's from, different location.
Yeah. So there's like constellations or something that I wouldn't recognize.
More or less.
Hmm.
And so between the grooming of both animals and your little chat here, it probably is, sense how Balto's that big. Probably a good hour and a half or so.
Yeah.
And about this time, I want you to roll me a perception check. Balto gets to roll one too.
Okay, what's my percent? I think that's a plus 8.
Well, I know Balto can't roll the same thing I rolled last time because his bonus is plus 11. Well, you both, his ears twitch as you hear some moving sand that doesn't sound like just the wind. And over the edge, you see a walking Eowyn coming towards you.
Seeing him, she's going to smile and wave.
Odin waves back.
Eowyn, when you wave, I want you to roll me a reflex check.
Oh, God. Thank God I slept earlier. Or the night before. That's a weird sentence. Yes. Just a sec. Reflex is currently at a 3, so that's going to be plus 4, my thing. Fuck.
So the wind picks up, and the box in your hand tumbles out of your hand.
No!
It has a lid, right?
It has a lid, yeah. Roll me a
Okay.
D100, please.
Oh, God.
Holy crap. So, the box, it slips from your hand, and it seems to just fall straight down. It doesn't like spin in the air or tumble. It just kind of goes straight down and plops into the soft sand.
I pause and pick it back up, kind of brushing it off carefully.
Okay.
Just watching this, Mateo's going to giggle a little bit.
Yeah.
For
Odin.
clarification, part of that is his own curse that he has as an oracle.
Yeah, fuck. You always forget that shit. I think Mateo actually sees him scowl at the empty air around him for a moment and hiss something in Celestial. He holds it a bit tighter as he approaches the skiff and climbs up with it. I thought you might enjoy something a bit more than fried rations. You and Balto. And he pulls the lid off the box, revealing a couple of roast game birds, some sauteed mushrooms, a nice looking salad, and some fairly fresh bread rolls.
Oh, no, thank you. That was very thoughtful of you.
Like I said, I thought you would enjoy it. And I've lived off of trailer rations before, and it's not something I would inflict on anyone unwillingly.
Do you open the box?
Yeah, he got up top and took the lid off.
Everything looks pristine. It looks like nothing happened to it.
He mutters something else in Celestial and just kind of grins.
So, I rolled a percentile in comparison to yours, and I rolled a 50.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was really close.
Yeah, that's why nothing got messed up. If they were farther apart, it would have tumbled, and it would have been a delicious but, mess.
You could say that it only worked out because they were close together.
All right.
Well, Mytheo will gratefully take the food and give some of the game birds to Balto and some of it to Nisha.
Oh, if you wanted to try it, I had a red dragon steak and I saved a few pieces. It's very spicy. It's delicious.
Oh, well, it does sound interesting. I've never had dragon meat, so...
Well, I had the white dragon meat earlier.
Oh my god.
And I wanted to try it since we have a... Kind of looks around a little wide. I just had so much gold. I never made this much gold just traveling as a healer.
Yeah, I can understand. Back in my village, I didn't have much in the way of gold either, though I did have more than most elves. So, but yes, this is a lot more than I was expecting to be getting just walking out here.
I think before the past few days, I'd seen a grand total of maybe 5 or 6 platinum in my entire life.
Oof. Nisha got the food.
Nisha got the food and like Balto is just sitting there panting with a doggy grin on his face, and you toss a chicken to him, and it just bounces off his head. He just
It kind of just smacks him in the head and then falls to below him, like, the hell? And then he goes and eats it. I should have caught it midair.
I guess Boto really is the bottom.
So, Leonin, what brings you out here? What's your story?
not much of a story. I mean, I'm a traveling hero or traveling healer, not hero. That's Keen, even though he doesn't believe it. Traveling healer. Just I happened to be in town when everything with the dragon went down and tagged along in case anyone got hurt. And yeah, I mean that's about it. I've been before this, I was just traveling in a circuit around the outlying villages around the oasis. You know, making sure that nobody was terribly hurt, doing what I could to keep people healthy, helping with the occasional calf birth.
Well, you are a very kind man.
With the power that I have, what else could I be?
Well, you could have always decided to be evil, but I'm glad you didn't.
Howden just kind of chuckles at that and says, I suppose I could have, but honestly, it's too much work trying to take over the world.
Yeah. She's gonna take a couple bites of the food that he brought her.
So what about yours? You're from an elf village? Up north? To the west?
Fuck, I completely forget where the forest was located at.
The jungle was east in the caldera.
Yeah. I come from the jungles on the east side of the caldera. It's my first time being out here. So
Howden looks just kind of very interested and said, I've heard stories of that place. Is it true that there are trees that walk and talk?
Is that a true fact? It's something I don't know as a player.
Roll for nature.
Yeah, roll me a knowledge nature.
I figure with Howden's life before this, he's heard a lot of tall tales in various taverns.
I don't even have I do have
Yes,
knowledge
you do.
nature.
You do.
What is with this?
Walking and talking trees sounds strange and foreign to you.
That is the third 3 plus 8 one in the last 15 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Jeez. Well, I don't think there are, at least not that I have seen. So it's kind of news to me to hear about walking and talking trees.
I suppose it's rather like hearing about the giant death worms in the desert. You don't think any of it's real until you actually see one.
Yeah, that was quite the scare.
So, what brought you away from your village?
Well, I've always been fascinated with the history of my people, and so we have a wise woman who's like grandma for everyone, and she, in a kind of slightly underhanded way, got me to go out on my own by giving me an errand to the city, and then kind of just leaving me this note saying, go do what my heart tells me, really.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, she was a very nice lady, and I always enjoyed her stories.
I remember when I was very young, my grandmother would tell stories. Less of a less of a follow your heart kind of thing, and much more of a this one time when I was young, we didn't eat for 16 days, so stop complaining kind of stories, and you laugh.
Well, I mean, can't really, if there's other people who have had worse than our things happen to them, then you really can't complain if, yours is a little less severe.
Yeah, I miss her.
I'm going to interject for a moment here. And I'm going to say that Nisha and Balto are curled up on the deck of the ship, with Nisha sitting on the was sitting first, and then Balto wrapped around her, and they're both just watching you two.
Oh god, that picture is the dogs.
And I miss my grandma as well. She practically raised me with as well as my parents. And I was always around her hut more than anything else.
I lived in a small village somewhat to the north. It's not around anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What happened?
He looks out over the sand and just says, bandits in the winter.
We've never had problems with bandits.
We did on occasion, just raids to farms and caravans that would pass through. Not a large village. We had some sheep, some cattle, a couple of inns. That was about it. And a few people lived there just farming or trading as they needed to be. This time, however, there were more than 4 or 5 that could be fended off with a few farmers with crossbows.
Well, the most problematic we had is just the wild animals that live in the jungle. Leopards and those sorts of big predators. But they tended to leave me alone once I met Balto.
I can't imagine why. And he glances over at Balto. Fortunately, my powers manifested after that, so while I was on my own, I could make my own way for a little bit.
Well, I'm glad you were able to survive on your own. I do enjoy your company.
He blushes, but he says, "And I enjoy yours."
And Theo's gonna smile and just kind of move a little closer to him as she eats a little bit more of the food.
He'd been nibbling on a chunk of red dragon meat, and as you do, he drops it. Though, interestingly enough, it doesn't fall straight down. It's like it got smacked out of his hand and flies over the side of the ship.
Roll for that, bitch.
Now, that's specifically something from my thing. If I drop something, it falls 10 feet away. Unless Striker says otherwise.
Balto catches it. It starts flying by and he just snaps it right up.
Odin glances over and just goes, well done. Very well trained animal.
No, don't. I haven't trained him. It's just that natural instinct for him. And the food flying through the air, if he's hungry, he'll snatch it up.
Well, hopefully I never fly past him then.
I don't think he'd eat you.
He looks over at Balto. Yeah, maybe. Oh, and he just kind of fidgets where he is. So, I should probably get back to my room for the night. But he does not move.
You don't seem very eager to leave, and she's gonna smile and actually kind of lean herself into him.
You know, for having an 18 charisma, this guy is as smooth as chunky peanut butter. Well, I really enjoy the night's it's a very nice night. I like looking at the stars.
Matteo, do you need to roll a will save versus seduction?
I'd feel it'd be more Aodin that would have to roll, but Matteo can roll.
Why don't you both roll versus seduction, since neither one of you know what you're doing?
Is this just a straight D20?
It's a will save.
Check
plus 3.
Oh,
And now I need to set. I need to set the DC for this, since neither one of you are actively trying to seduce one another.
Holy shit.
Eodin, you resist the urge to make a move on Matteo. Matteo? No. If you so choose, you would go after it. You are seduced by this awkward little human.
Oh, this is going to be interesting, the role play.
But I will still let you guys have at it here. So we probably about 15 minutes to where we're at 2 hours, give or take. We can go farther. Just remember that there's a good chance that if we go farther than that, we may cut into Stalingrad. So.
Not really. Stalingrad starts in 2.5 hours.
So I'll let you guys decide if we want to go ahead and go farther.
Back to your room. You mean our room? Matheo's just gonna smile.
So is Eodin going to attempt to go back to the inn motel thing?
That depends entirely on what Mateo's about to do. Because I imagine that this is something that happens before he stands up.
I mean, I imagine the cute thing being that she just follows you and the entire time and you don't notice.
If she doesn't do anything, he will, after a minute or two, he'll stand up and very awkwardly say, "Well, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you tomorrow, I guess." And he will climb down, probably missing the last rung and falling a few feet.
Yeah, Eodin will hear a giggle from above him. Mateo's watching him as he leaves, really giving thought to following him.
Would that be obvious with your body language? Or are you going to attempt to hide that?
From your dogs.
She's gonna attempt to hide it from Eodin, but she's gonna look back at Balto.
That's a bluff check.
Oh boy.
Eodin, go ahead and roll me a sense motive. Since he's actually trying to hide it from you.
Oh, I don't have any ranks or class skill in bluff.
Yeah,
Then
it's
you
just a
just
straight up
roll.
charisma check.
Charisma check. Alright, so what's my charisma? +1. Oh. Oh boy. There's no way I'm gonna beat that.
Oh,
Unless
bear
you
in mind,
crit.
I probably increased some negatives from being me.
So you're going to notice that Matheo's kind of fidgety here and not quite certain of something, but you're not quite sure what.
I think
But you
he's
catch
gonna
on
pause.
that she's
Sorry.
fidgety.
I think he's gonna pause a little ways down the ladder and ask, "Is everything okay? Were the mushrooms not good?"
No, the food was... It was terrific. Do you mind if I accompany you back to your room?
Sure. I mean, I know it's probably very cold out here, so I don't know if they'll allow the. And I think about now something short circuits in his brain as he realizes that she might be asking something else, but he still says, "Sure."
He's gonna smile and look back at Balto and goes, I'll see you in the morning. I'm gonna... Yeah.
Balto's looking. Oh,
Also
God.
raises a paw and kind of does the whole wave of, get it out of here, go, shoot, you're bothering me.
I'm gonna go. Yeah.
With that, Matheo's just gonna give Balto a bright smile and she's gonna climb down from the skiff.
Eodin, can you roll me another D100?
Oh, God. I have so much fear. Ooh.
Well, okay.
I want-
You know what? You know what? I'm going to I'm going to take a picture of this. And I was not expecting this, but it's working.
Have we created art?
$95.
Well, you don't have to worry about the bed being too small. Or the room not being nice enough because for whatever reason you lucked out into the best room on that floor.
Yeah, I think Alden walks in and is like, this room is very nice. It's much nicer than I thought 25 gold would get.
30 gold, but still.
Same deal. He didn't pay for it, so he doesn't remember the cost.
That's fair. It has it looks like it's been freshly everything's been freshly cleaned. It's got a fragrant scent. It's got a weird box over on one side with handles.
Alden will look at the box curiously.
You have detect magic going on, right?
No, actually, I don't think I think I still don't have that cantrip.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, yeah,
Well.
I do. So yeah.
It is definitely enchanted with some sort of cold spell.
Alden will open the box.
Is the AC?
It is chill inside, and it's got bottles.
Alden takes out a bottle.
And it also looks like it's got some sort of like some brown bricks that are like little that have sections that look like they can be broken off.
Do they look like tea leaves or like snuff?
So kind of looks like it'd be like it's got 8 sections. It's not very thick. It's only like maybe about the thickness of your finger in you know how thick it is, about you know, and it looks like it's 2 sections and then 4, so there's 8 total sections of it.
Alden will pick some up, sniff it, and give it a taste. Nibble.
Smells sweet. It is sugary. It is chocolate.
Alden looks at the bottle, looks at the chocolate, looks at Mateo, looks at the bottle, looks at the chocolate. Would you like a drink?
Sure.
I figured, yeah. Okay. He'll pull out a couple of glasses, pour a couple of drinks, offer her some chocolate, and I think we can safely fade to black at that point as they sit on the bed next to each other.
Do you guys want to roll your own performance checks there? I mean, that's what it's safe to assume here, but that's still entirely up to them.
That's what I'm assuming. If that's not what Mateo would be up for, that's totally fine.
Oofda. Okay.
This is beautiful.
Odin?
Yeah.
You're fantastic. You're great. You're good at this. I don't know if this is your first time or not, but you seems like you know what you're doing. Mateo, you're kind of clumsy at this. You're not really sure what you're doing.
It would be her first time.
Yeah, you're awkward, you're bumbling, and honestly, it's not unenjoyable. It's definitely enjoyable. It's just maybe embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
And then both of you roll me endurance. Or not for endurance, fortitude. That's the word. The awkward pretty boy, it's not his first time. But it's his first voluntary time.
So Matteo sucks, but boy can she last.
Yeah. Again, it's just awkward for her. But it's
Yeah.
but it's not unpleasant. It's all around enjoyable, but just awkward. So, everyone else, you go to your rooms. Was anyone else planning on doing anything before the end of the night?
Crumb was going to the front desk.
Okay, you're going to the front desk. What are you doing at the front desk?
He's going to approach the same teller, cashier, whatever guy.
Okay. He will smile and say, "Oh, how can I help you?"
Just had one quick question. Do the rooms have their own showers, or do you have a specialized area for it?
Oh, yes, the rooms on the 4th floor do have their own personal bathing areas.
Okay. Then with that, he will head to his own room.
Anyone else?
Treble will take a bath before going to bed.
So
Actually,
Yeah,
did they offer any literature?
Are you going to ask?
No, just look in the room.
The room itself does not have any specific literature.
Okay, then I'm just gonna take a bath.
yeah. Crom's gonna take a hot shower, and then he's gonna do his meditation before bed, and then go to bed.
Steve?
The only thing before bed is I would like to just do my daily pull from my box.
Okay, how have I been having you do that?
You just are 1d, the cost, it's just a 1d20 times my level to figure out how much it would be worth.
And you're level 3.
Yes.
Yes, do that.
Eh.
Alright.
40.
what the fuck is that book?
It looks like a Skyrim thing.
Yes. Oh, critical role.
All right. Well, I think you're all gonna rest up then, and Sapine.
Sapin is just gonna go to her room. She's gonna take a bath. And then she's gonna pull out another parchment and she's gonna start writing another page of her diary.
Alrighty.
With the thingy floating around her head.
Oh yes. She's been kind of quiet through a lot of this, just kind of observing. She is gonna say, "So, how was the food?"
Oh, it was actually rather amazing.
Oh, that's good. It's always good to have a fine meal.
Ah, yes. I am.
I've kind of.
I'm really sorry
I've kind of.
you couldn't have it with me.
Yeah, well, maybe someday. Doubtful, but it'd be nice to remember what food was like.
Ah, it's all right. I'm planning to implant you into something that can eat.
That's not ominous at all.
Ah, do not worry about it.
Well, I hope you'll take my opinion into consideration before you just shove me into something.
Maybe.
I really do hope you'll find my old laboratory, because I believe I did have some plans for something like that.
Oh, and where is this laboratory?
I hope it survived whatever big explosion.
It's alright. If it's like a legendary laboratory, it probably survive. They have tendency of surviving stuff like that.
Let's hope. At any rate, what are you writing here in your paperwork?
Oh, just a diary.
Oh, it's always good to have a diary. I
Yes,
kept one.
I am hoping that at some point I'll be able to turn it into a book and become horribly rich.
I had written one to keep myself up to date in case anything were to happen,
Oh,
and
and where is
I
it?
had issues with my memory. Well, again, it should be in my laboratory,
And
but
the laboratory is...
she goes again. I don't remember.
Oh, come on.
Oh, sorry. You try existing for almost 10,000 years and having a pristine memory.
Oh, I would at least try.
You don't think I'm not trying?
I don't know. I'm not a floating thingy around someone's head.
It's like, well, again, I'm trying. It's just, again, without an organic memory, it's actually more difficult than you'd expect when everything is just data inside of you.
Huh,
And you just gotta defrag it.
And here I thought that the flesh is the limiting factor.
Well, yes and no. The thing is, I have all of my memories inside of me. I just need to organize it so it's readable.
So you just need time.
Yeah, it's the defrag process is not exact, unfortunately.
Just do it a couple times. It's kind of like painting a fence. You know, you need to paint it several times, otherwise it doesn't stick.
It's more like trying to clean your house while also trying to invent something at the same time.
Well, I presume every inventor has to do that. I mean, I'm a gnome. A lot of people I know left and became inventors.
But I'm sure it'll either clear up or it won't. Again, this was a prototype design, and well, it is what it is.
Well, like I said, at some point I'm gonna figure out a way how to bring you back in some form where you will be able to think of that.
Indeed. I hate to be a pest, but do you have any spells left in the day?
Oh yes, of course.
Do you think you could use those on me?
Ah, of course. There's no problem. And she will cast. Give me a second. Oh, she's on her last spell too. She will cast the Cure Light Wounds because that worked
Right,
last
go
time.
ahead. Go ahead and roll me the healing on that.
Okay, give me a second. I'm just trying to turn these all into nothingness. There we go. Okay, so what is a roll on that heal light wounds?
It is 1d8 plus 1 per. Or no, it's 1d8 plus 1 per caster level.
1d8 plus 3. Nice! Tons of power!
I want you to roll me a perception check as well.
Okay.
Because you're probably looking at her as you're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Okay. All right. Well, so, she kind of glows a little bit and says, "Well, that feels better, but I'm gonna have to keep going through the process because I just don't know if that took or not."
Well, do you think you are gonna be able to last tonight?
Oh, definitely. I should be able to last, days at least. It's just the constant is gonna help me build up time.
Alright. Well, I do not see a problem. Every night, I just have to heal you. That is
I appreciate that.
that is something I never expected to say in my life, but here we are.
I mean, if you get more powerful spells similar to that one, it'll probably help as well.
Well, you see, I am not exactly, you know, healing is kind of not my thing, you know.
Sorry. The kids are making lunch and he saw cheese.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She just says. uh, babies.
And so she just continues floating around your head and kind of humming as her lights kind of pulse in and out as it looks like she's trying to do something internally.
Yeah, she just, says, well, I'm not exactly the healing type of sorcerer.
No, I wasn't necessarily meaning healing. I just whatever type of magic that was, because it's not. It's different than your magic.
Well, it definitely feels arcane-y. The thing is, that's also not exactly standard.
Well, it also doesn't feel like arcane alone.
Huh.
I mean, being a thing of machinery and magic is kind of, I can at least have a little bit better senses tuned to that.
But yes.
Then I need you to roll me a D100.
Okay. Oh god. That is the scariest sound anyone can hear from a DM.
Don't mind me. I'm just looking at important things that may or may not be important to what's going on currently. Okay. There is a low probability. And all right. Did I ever give you a color for this stone?
No.
Okay. If it was like an ion torch, it was kind of a dull gray in color then. Almost like it had spellwork that was burned out. As it's spindling around you, it kind of, from what you can tell, it looks like the shape almost kind of warps, changes, and turns into a spindle, and it clears.
Okay.
With your detect magic, you can tell that it's giving you a new. It's actually giving off a new effect.
Okay.
Hey.
Babies.
It is now effectively a clear spindle ion stone, which sustains a creature without food or water.
Oh. So please, could you repeat what spell is this? Clear spindle?
Yes, a clear spindle. And essentially, it's something that can sustain you without food or water. While it's floating around your head, you don't need to eat or drink.
So she's gonna look up and be like, so how have you done that?
How to do what?
You just replaced the spell that you were doing.
No, I didn't, and it lights up like a torch.
Can she still feel the clear spindle thing?
Oh yeah, it didn't. She didn't change color to do that. She just lit up like the ion torch would.
Oh.
I'm not really sure what you're getting at. I mean, this is easier to do now. I can turn it on and off much more fluidly.
Alright, so I'm just gonna say one thing. You should probably... Something tells me, I just get a feeling that you doing those spells is probably part of what's discharging you.
Hmm?
Yes.
I actually don't think so. My magic reserves are as high as ever.
Are you sure about it?
Yeah. And she kind of turns around for a little bit and says, "Look at the spell work. You see the glowing green line, and as you look at it and you realize, because it still has lines across it. One of the lines actually is specifically glowing green.
Yes.
That means that I am not in any sort of danger of running out."
I now have a health bar on it. She just nods to herself and says, "Alright, so as long as that thing glows green, everything is alright."
Yeah, I shouldn't be in any danger of going dormant again.
Alright. Do not worry, I'm not gonna let you die.
I appreciate that.
I mean, how often can I have a mind without a soul, or soul without a mind, or soul with a mind, or whatever you are, that I could always insert into some kind of automaton in order to create a powerful guardian?
That's still a terrifying thought. And as far as I'm aware, I was the only one doing this research back before everything disappeared, apparently.
Oh, so you could totally help me. Amazing. Thank you. I knew you would understand.
Yeah, again, I would rather you not shove me into something unless you talk to me first about it.
Oh, don't worry, I will totally ask.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then she literally hugs the iron torch.
No, I wish I had arms to hug you, but I think I'll turn off the bright light. The torch part of her turns off.
Is there any other light source?
Well, the room itself has a light source as well that can be turned on and off.
Yeah. Sapin, after the gem does that, Sapin just gets up, lights the light source, and continues writing her diary.
All right.
And then afterwards, she's just gonna turn it off and go to bed while holding onto the gem.
All right. And unless anyone else was wanting to do something before we close for the night? All right. So it looks like we are all good, and morning arrives. Who is going to be the first to wake?
Not me. Actually, yeah, after the deed, Alden would have fallen into a very deep sleep, so he probably wakes up around like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Isn't Aoden next to us?
No.
I thought our like rooms are next to each other.
Nope. His is the farthest from you, actually.
Yeah. But like, isn't like his room next to our rooms?
So yes, you're all together. On your side, it goes you, Crumb, and then Aoden, and on the other side is Trouble and then Steve.
Okay. How loud were they?
Matteo, will you roll me a percentile, please?
Roll a what?
A D100.
Oh boy.
And I'm going to say this one you want to be far. The farther you are from mine, the quieter you'll be. Well, that's a 10, so yeah, no one heard you. You guys were pretty quiet. It was more passionate than feral. Or no, more intimate than passionate. That's what it was. That's the word I was trying to make sure I was.
I mean, feral would go well with wild elf.
Normally it would be, but it was her first time and it was just awkward for her. Not unpleasant, just, awkward.
Damn it, Aoden, why are you so bad at this?
I was quite good at this from what I rolled.
Yes, you were fantastic.
Matteo, not so much.
And that's okay. All right. So you two are definitely not going to be the first ones awake. I'm going to think it's probably going to be Crom or Treble.
Treble ate a fair bit of food, so I think he's gonna, being a semi-food comer, so I don't think he'll wake first.
All right. So Crom, let's go with you first. Unless Steve is an early riser.
Not really.
Not really.
He's not a late riser. He's kind of the mid
He
group.
just kind of wakes up when it's time to wake up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, so Crom, are you here with us?
Crumb.
Yes.
All right. Well, it looks like you're the first one to wake up.
Alrighty. I suppose he'll kind of get up and do the whole stretching routine, give a loud yawn, and then hop out of bed.
All right. You do your praying at the end of the day before you go to sleep, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, what's your first plan of action?
I suppose he'd probably. Is there like a common area?
Like a place to just go and sit and relax?
Yeah, like some place that they would know, or not exactly know, but that they would at least happen by.
There's a lounge.
That'll work. I suppose
I
he'll
mean,
go
there's
wait in the
signs that point
lounge
to lounge.
Yeah, I suppose he'll go wait in the lounge for his team to wake up.
So, the restaurant had a bar on one side. The bar is actually between the restaurant and the lounge.
Okay, actually, he'll go for that then.
Yeah. And so, yeah, and the lounge has like a little bookshelf for going, and if you're interested in reading, it's got little card tables for people who want to go and maybe play a couple games of cards or just, activities in general.
Cards are charisma based, right?
If you're playing honestly, yes.
Romy bluff because poker.
Okay, then yeah, he wouldn't be very good at cards, so he'll just stick with the bar.
It's either bluff or sleight of hand for if you're not playing honestly.
He is lawful good, so he would be honor bound to play honestly.
Yeah. So yeah, cards probably isn't your thing. But again, there's just all sorts of different things. If you're just interested in reading, there are books. There's people milling about, moving here and there. A lot of tradesmen are
Do books
primarily
actually have
humans.
effects in this?
There are magical books that have effects.
I'm sure they probably don't have them out.
Not here. These are just crackers. Yes. They're just like a couple of them are just interesting novels. One is kind of a like maybe some sort of trader had it and left it off, and that talks about like trade deals in areas and what to expect.
Are there any like a guide to bartering and stuff like that? Something to help raise charisma?
No.
In time.
This is not Fallout, mate.
Not on the
Yeah.
shelf. Well, you wanna know what? I want you to roll me a D100.
Alrighty.
No, there's nothing like that on the shelf.
Yep, then he'll just wait at the counter. Or at the bar. For
One of the
his
bartenders
team.
comes up and he saunters over and says, what can I do for you so early in the morning?
Oh, I'll just go for an orange juice for now.
Alrighty. And he walks over to a box, opens it up, and pulls out what looks like a chilled bottle of orange juice and starts pouring it into a glass. And he
What
pulls
do I
and
owe
brings it
ya?
back. What room are you staying in?
1 second.
Actually, he says, what key do you have? Or show me your key.
He'll show him his key.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, don't worry about it.
Oh, 452, okay.
It's like, yeah, no, don't worry about it. You're fine.
Oh, I appreciate that. And then he'll begin sipping on his orange juice and trying to, like, shake off the grogginess while his team wakes up.
Okay. All right. Who wants to wake up next then?
Noted.
I'll
So I'm
wake
gonna
up
say
now.
this is probably like 6 or 7 in the morning when you get up and do this.
Definitely noted.
All right, Treble. Guess you're up.
I freshen up, get ready for the day, and proceed to head to the bar.
Well, you see a Crom there drinking some orange juice.
I give him a wave.
Karam will give a gauntleted wave.
Morning, Crom.
Good morning, Trouble.
I then look to the bartender. Excuse me, sir.
Bartender approaches you and asks, "What exactly would you like in this morning?"
I'd love some dwarven ale, please.
Raises
On
an
the
eyebrow and shrugs and walks over to a different box, opens it up, grabs a glass, and pulls out what looks like a chilled bottle and pours the liquid into the bottle or from the bottle into the glass.
That looks so good.
He puts the bottle back. He sets the glass down, not in front of you. Grabs a different glass and puts some ice in it, and then he pours the ale into the glass with ice. Nods and brings it over. Says, "Here you go."
I take the glass and I start drinking.
All right. Who wants to wake up next?
Probably Steve.
Steve?
Yeah, it would probably be Steve.
Okay. Probably before 8 o'clock. Not too terribly early, but, you know. Unless you think you'd be late, waking up later than 8 o'clock.
No.
No? Okay. All right. You wake up and make your way. Where are you going?
Yeah, probably also to the bar to be able to get something quickly to eat and drink.
You see your dwarf companion sitting at the bar.
You will go and sit with him. Ah, good morning, my friends. Are we ready for another grand adventure out in this interesting place?
Ah,
Well-
yes.
I suppose you could say that the Dwarven City is an adventure at all times, but we'll see.
Oh, I've never been to a city that was not an adventure. There's always some trouble to get in. And some coin
Fair
to make
enough.
somewhere.
Butterton walks over, raises an eyebrow at you, Steve, and says, "What can I get you?"
Oh, just something small this morning.
Like a child.
I want your finest child. No. Just like a small glass of water and some eggs would be wonderful this morning.
He nods, says, "All right." A sink and pulls a lever, and water starts coming out of a faucet. And then he says, "Give the eggs a few minutes. I'm gonna go let the cooks know."
Ah, it's perfectly fantastic.
Do you have a preference on egg?
Not really.
Okay. What room are you in?
433, my good friend.
Can I see your key to verify?
Yep, he will pull out and show the key.
He'll look, nod, and says, "All right." He goes and walks into into a door.
Before he can take off, Crom will call, "You know, a bowl of eggs sounds good for me too."
He nods and says, "Rightio," and then walks through the door. He actually walks back relatively quickly, to go and check with other patrons.
What's going on over there?
My kids are having lunch.
Are they creating the lunch? Like right
Yes.
now? With murder?
Well, they finished. Not with murder.
This kind of reminds me of this
All right.
scene. Oh, okay.
Is anyone else going to be waking up, do you think, after 8 o'clock?
I don't know. When are Maffeo and Auden gonna be waking up?
Oh, well, Auden's going to be around 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
What about Maffeo?
Is Matteo just going to lay in bed next to Auden until he wakes up?
And they did both have a busy night, so she'll probably wake up around the same time he does.
Okay, so Sabine wakes up.
Oh my god.
And so, sorry, I was loud children. What was that one more time?
So Sabine wakes up.
So Pepin wakes up. Is this before 8 o'clock?
It will be around to the 8 o'clock, like, I don't know, let's say 5 minutes before.
5 minutes before, okay. So as you're waking up, you're getting you're stretching, you're making sure your gear's all together, and you're starting getting dressed, you feel something.
What is this something?
It feels like the walls, the ground, everything is vibrating.
She's gonna take her quarterstaff, and she is just gonna prepare with her other hand for a cast.
Okay. Matteo, you are still in bed, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you weren't awake, you're at 8 o'clock. You're rustled awake as you're feeling these vibrations and grinding noises. Auden, you've slept for 10 hours, and you wake up to vibrating, grinding, and rumbling.
Odin rolls over, just goes, if it's trying to kill us, tell it to come back later.
People at the bar. Do you feel the same rumbling, vibrating, and open and grinding? Anyone who made the high perception checks the night before, you'll recognize it as the doors opening.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Crom is unaffected. He knows what it is.
Steve is just going to assume it's the doors, even though he doesn't know for certain.
I just hold my drink off of the counter so it doesn't shake.
It's shaking because you're on the ground.
Well, I just try not to spill my drink.
Roll me a reflex check.
Okay, let's see, where's my reflex?
1. I spilled my drink!
Yeah, you spill your drink as your hand is shaking and you're just kind of making a mess all over the bar counter.
I just look defeated.
The bartender looks at the clock, goes, "Oh shit, it's that time. Sorry guys, I didn't mean. I'll get your replacement on the house." Well, it was on the house anyway, but still.
Crom will pat him on the shoulder, Trabal.
Trabal just looks defeated.
All right, so we got Eldon, Matteo, and Sapine who are getting dressed at this point, I believe, right?
Is it still shaking?
It's going to shake for a good 15-20 minutes as these doors are slowly being pulled open.
Okay, so Sabine opens the door, just looks through into the corridor. She has not taken a shower yet.
There are a few people who are looking out in the corridor who looked a little surprised, and some who are just kind of going about their business, like, yeah, this is what happens here.
Yeah, Sabine looks like she's about to fucking like murder someone.
I mean, you're not the only one with that look, but at the same time, other people don't care.
She is gonna look at the closest person who looks calm, and she's gonna be like, what's going on? Are we under attack?"
One of the house service people come by and says, no, the gates to the mine are opening.
Oh, so we are not under attack by a dragon. Who eats other dragons?
No, why would there hasn't been a dragon attack in over 500 years. The brass dragons take care of that.
Well, dragons usually do not fall on your head either, and I have experienced them not too long ago.
The maid kind of just looks at you skeptically, but continues on with her work as if she's not bothered by the motion.
She slowly closes the door, undresses, goes into the shower while everything's shaking.
Mathea, Aiden, how's your reactions to this?
Auden said something. Oh, that's the gate, isn't it? Looks over. Pauses as he realizes, oh, that wasn't a dream.
And then the very jiggly Matteo comment comes into play as you look over.
That makes it so much better.
He just stares, fixated.
Just entranced by the jiggling.
You okay?
Staring at, I think somebody goes, we should take a shower. I think it's over there.
Yeah, that would be nice. And she's
Do you
gonna.
guys know what a waterfall shower is?
No.
I think so.
Waterfall shower. Yo, that's amazing. I want that. I want this.
Yeah, that's kind of what you have in this room. That's the kind of setup you have for the shower.
Maffeo and Alden could fit in that. Maffeo and Alden could probably fit in that.
I heard you the first time.
It's almost like it's designed for a couple or something.
More smut occurs.
That's entirely up to you two.
That's entirely up to Matteo at this point because Aladin's not going to push his luck.
She had an enjoyable time last night, but she's not gonna get super lewd in the shower. So, just some teasing and light kissing, but that's about it.
Concurred there. That's just beyond the pale of lewd. Casual,
very
intimate
enjoyable.
contact.
A very enjoyable platonic shower.
Mhm.
Mono is dying and coming back. He has been reborn 4 times now.
Yeah, my net was being iffy, so I just dropped in and out.
It's
Speaking of dying,
it's Corona
Summon, are
Chan.
you okay?
Summon has Corona Chan inside him.
I just know I need a nap before Stalingrad, so I'm really hoping this wraps up quickly.
I mean, we could probably do that soon here. How much? What time are we at there, Finn?
2:36.
I mean, that's not a terrible time to wrap up.
Woohoo! Yoo-hoo!
Got a diaper on himself.
The diaper boy.
But yeah, I mean, you guys waking up and meeting together is right before you go into the mines is not a terrible place to start off.
Definitely gonna raise some questions as to Matteo walking down with Aoden.
I mean,
Sapine is gonna see all of it.
do wild elves even care?
Yeah, I don't think Matteo would care. Aladin is going to be bright red, looking like he's got a sunburn. Which is impressive considering how tan he is.
So, surprisingly, elves do not usually practice monogamy. But wild elves do. It's just a part of the nature and aspect of that, and they just, when they find that person, it's usually for extended periods of time, much longer than other elves would do it. They would have family units that lasted hundreds of years instead of the usual elf who only will have casual flings for anywhere between 10 and 20 years.
Well, congratulations, Auden. You got yourself an yandere. Do not look it up.
Oh, I know what the fuck yandere means.
I mean, there's a simulator for it.
You assume that this group of people that you've gathered here doesn't know what that is.
That we are not all complete weak.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys, that I presume that you are not absolute complete degenerates like me.
We
I'm a
live and
degenerate.
breathe the internet.
You should know better than that.
Have you seen the stuff we post and the not safe for work stuff?
Guys, I literally presume the best for my friends.
Oh, so do I, but I also am not surprised when they show the worst.
I'm always surprised.
I mean, isn't that Summit's department?
Well, Summit definitely does pose weird shit, yes.
I mean, what about the deer or the cheetahs
You need
and
to stop.
Oh, you're talking about their reproductive organs.
At any rate,
So are we gonna be stopping?
I mean, this isn't a terrible spot because once you guys get into the mine, it'll be hard to find a place to stop.
Not as hard as Aiden.
Ha!
But close.
So shall we end?
Yeah, I think this is probably a good spot.
Alright, so yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed session 06 of the Dragonfall Pathfinder campaign. And goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.
Hey,
Bye.
Bye.
So,